Hi everyone, thank you for coming. This is my lovely audience of 6. Today I'm going to give an informative speech about the cello. Have any of you seen a cello before?
I have.
Okay, cool. Good. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the history of the cello. And then I'm also going to show you how it works and show you how it's used today. So just about me and the cello. I've played for 12 years, kind of. I started in 4th grade, and I was in orchestra from 4th grade to 12th grade, so a really long time. And I have studied the history of stringed instruments and music history and all of that. And I believe this topic is important because if you don't play an instrument or haven't been able to play a cello, you probably don't know much about it. There are not many ways to figure out about it unless you play an instrument, so that's why I'm going to tell you about it. And there are also a few misconceptions about the cello, which I'll get into later in the speech. So right now I'm going to tell you about the history. It was invented in around 1660, so it's a very old instrument. And it was popularized in Europe, in Italy first, and then moved to France and all of that area. It's actually called the violoncello. That's the full name of it. And it's the second largest bowed stringed instrument, just a fun fact. And the first cellos were made of wood, and the strings were actually made of usually pig guts, which is really gross. But that's what they used to be made out of. Around 1700, the cello got really popular and started being played in a lot of different settings. So now I'm going to explain how it works. It's just 4 strings, like this. That's out of tune. But this main wood area is called the body. This is called the neck, this long piece. These are the pegs up here, and that's what you use to tune the strings. Down here is the end pin. It comes out so it can be higher. And these little things they didn't used to be there historically, and they're called fine tuners, and they fine tune the instrument because these are really hard to move. So then once you get close to the note, you use these to get it perfect. This is the bridge, and that's actually the most expensive part of this entire instrument because it needs to be perfectly placed and it breaks really easily, and so you never want to touch that. I just try not to touch it. But pretty much how it works is it uses vibrations to make a sound in the body. And that's how it works. And next I'm going to tell you how it is used today. It's used in orchestral, solo, quartets, jazz, world, and neoclassical music, and even in some rock, and so it's very widely used. And today these can cost up to millions and millions of dollars because they're historic cellos that are still being passed down through generations. And yeah, the misconception that I was going to talk about, have you guys seen the movie School of Rock? There's a part in that where Jack Black is holding a cello and he's convincing this girl that she can play bass guitar because she plays cello. And then he picks up the cello and he turns it sideways and he's like, "Cello, you've got a bass," which I remember in 7th grade. I wrote a paper about that because I was so mad because they're totally different. They both have 4 strings, but that's pretty much the only similarity between them. So that's the misconception with cello. But to summarize, we talked about the history, how it works, and how it's used today. And this is what it sounds like. And to summarize, this is an entire orchestra, but to summarize, it's not too late for you guys to pick out the string instrument and start playing.